Hello and welcome everyone to our ISB and M Kolkata webinar series from campus to corporate leaders. Today's topic, winning over marketing challenges. We have with us today Pratik Sanu, our alumni of 1113 batch. He is currently the product marketing manager of LG Electronics. Welcome, Pratik. Pratik
Thank you.
has been a very active and enterprising member of our PAC cell. And in fact, Pratik was the placement and corporate cell coordinator, and he had been very successful in his role, but more on that later. Let me introduce my co-host, Professor Brita Singh. She has a decade of experience in soft skill training and corporate training, management communication training as well. Before we begin, let me welcome again all people who have joined this webinar. We are very happy and proud to see all of you here. A small request to the participants. Please keep your camera and microphones off. I repeat, please switch off your cameras and keep your microphones on mute, please, for this webinar. We will open the house for a round of question and answer. Please type your questions in the chat box. I repeat again, please type your questions to our guest Pratik Sanu on the chat box when we ask you to do so. Before that, please keep your cameras and microphones off. Thank you very much. So welcome, Pratik. It's been a pleasure having you with us. You have, from campus, your first placement was in Hitachi, and
That's right.
you worked there for 3 years, and you've handled different products, and currently you are working with LG for the last 5 years. So talk about your journey, your professional journey, and talk about the two different companies, a Japanese and a Korean company, and how has been the experience for you.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for welcoming me here. And it always feels good to come back to Institute. And I wish I could join another course and do a full-time course there. But it's not possible. I'm already in my professional career. Yes. I would also like to special mention that whatever I have achieved in my career till today is because of ISBNM, which played an integral role to it. And especially thanks to all the faculty and staff members for it. So yes, you asked about the cultures. So I'd like to take you a little before that.
Before you begin, can I just interject for a second there, Pratik? Thank you so much.
Yes,
I
yes,
repeat,
please.
all of the participants request you to please keep your cameras off and your microphones muted. Please, Pratik, continue.
Yes. So for my internship, I joined Haier Appliances. So Haier is again a Chinese multinational, and so from there in Haier, I spent almost 6 months, 5 to 6 months of my internship. It was just after first year, and it's part of the curriculum what ISBM has it. I believe still ISBM has the internship thing, and from there. Actually, after my completion of my internship, 3 months I was doing internship in Calcutta, and I was called to head office to handle marketing part. And fortunately, so I got a taste of marketing from there. And after my internship was getting to an end, I was asked to extend it for another month. I extended it, and then they wanted me to continue, and they were giving me PPO. So I requested them that I need to finish my second year and then I can come back. So, so that was it. And you see, I like to special mention that as we have completed just 1 year, of course, in ISBM, and how well the institute prepares you, to be part of an organization where already professionals are working for so many years. and you are still a kid or a very new professional, and they take you as a part of it, and you become so professional with them, so they feel that yes, I can have this guy. And it's not only my case, there were so many in my batch and the batch previous to me. So that was a thing. And from there, I finished my second year, and fortunately got a placement in Hitachi, a Japanese firm. And in Hitachi, the company was still growing and with a small marketing team, so my hands was on everything and anything what we were doing there. So a great experience, I would say, and learned from integrity of marketing, from small things to big things, handled so many of the projects. And from there, I moved to LG, Korean firm, and since last 5 years, I'm there. We were talking on culture. So these big multinational, they come from Japanese, Koreans, Chinese countries. So they have themselves given us, as in the world, so many multinationals. There must be definitely some thing in the way they they run an organization. So there are a lot many things to learn from all of these, and I was fortunate to be part of all the three kind of culture. Yes.
Right. So great, and it's wonderful to hear your story. You said, interestingly, you said that your first placement was at Hitachi, and I believe later on when we talk about a little bit more, you'll talk about your role in bringing Hitachi to the campus more. But yes, from Hitachi to your current role, where I believe you're handling commercial air conditioners pan India. So your gradual journey has been, upwards. And could you talk a little bit on that, your role expansion?
So that's what I started mentioning, my internship days. From there, that company wanted many of the students to stay back and continue. So that's what the campus prepares you so well for the professional career. So in Hitachi, when I joined as a fresher, so I had done many of the projects pan India. So different market, different products, different kind of product introduction to different market scenarios. And then from there in LG, I moved to a bigger role, a bigger challenges. And then initially I was into a team where I had to report for whatever things are happening. But now eventually they gave me a bigger role, and from there I was directly responsible for whatever things are happening. So I had to take a call and in which market, what product we will be launching in commercial AC space, and these products are used in residential segments as well. So of course the curriculum which prepares you for this prepares you for the small to big role. You see, I would like to recall that we used to had addressals of Dr. Kumar. So late evening addressals. We used to wait for, let's say, 2 hours or 1.5 hours for it, and we used to used to think that why we wait for it, and why addressals are beyond 5 or 6. Many a times parents also think that how is this that there are not fixed timings for the college. How is this? So this is the answer of the them, that yes, it's how they prepare you, it's how they shape up your personality, that you when you are in a professional career, the people see you as a pure professional who can handle pressure, who can handle different type of situations, and different scenarios what are given to you. So that's it.
Great. I mean, I'm sure your journey has been eventful. And going by what you said, you have been a consistent performer, and we are proud that at ISB&M we raise leaders of tomorrow. And you're clearly an example of that. You've prospered and become successful. So could you share some of your, success mantras or secret for success? And it'll be great if you could share a couple of your stories from your work life, stories that you remember, that you cherish, and you are very proud of.
So in ISBNM, I'll start from there only, because the stories are there actually. So from there, I would say that that year, when the 11-13 batch where I belong to, and there we had a team of placements and CRC, and so we used to call professionals from different industry, to our campus. And that year we almost brought new companies. Like we brought Hitachi, we brought Bombay Stock Exchange, we brought Parley, Bisleri, and I may forget many names. So there were many companies which came to campus, and a special mention the team which worked to bring those companies to campus. Because yes, the communication, and Brita ma'am is here. She used to teach us corporate communication. So we used to go to different cities for placement pitch to different organizations. So imagine a person who is still in college and meeting MDs and vice presidents of big companies, organizations. And how do you pitch in your institute in front of them, and how do you convince them to come to campus? I still remember IFB first came to the campus that year when I was still in my first year, and it came for a placement for my seniors. So we had a 1 hour meeting with the head HR of the company. I, along with one of my co-member, went to meet them. And in 1 hour, in 1 hour of that meeting, they agreed, and they came and picked 9 people from the senior batch.
That's a great achievement.
Yeah, so that's what. So it's about the team effort, teamwork, and how institutes they teach you how you have to present yourself. And of course, that time we were marketing an institute, and here I'm marketing my product. So that is the thing. Yes.
Right. So your success mantra is be confident.
I wanted to.
Yes, please, Brita.
I wanted to ask you, Prateek. You mentioned that you done your internship with a Chinese company, and then there was Hitachi, and then there was LG. When I look at your Facebook page, you seem to be constantly flying from one place to another. So how do you develop a mindset which allows you to succeed, win, achieve your goals when you're meeting with different kinds of people, working with different kinds of people? Developing this global mindset.
You can say that, ma'am. So I would like to tell you that the way products are being marketed in different you see that you saw me that I'm traveling to different cities. It's about marketing product into different regions. So again, where we have to market which kind of product, and how it is getting marketed. And I am still just recalled a thing that when I joined LG, I used to see all of many of my ISBMites who were there in the company. So I never knew it, because it was already 3 years back I have worked with Hitachi, and LG used to come to campus. And when I joined LG, I saw many of the ISBMites who were there already from different campuses. So I felt like I am with my people. I am among my people. So yes. And coming back to marketing, yes. So in the pandemic, you see, in last 1 year, things have really changed. Last 1 year, I'd like to special mention that things have really changed last 1 year, that the way of marketing has changed. And thankfully in LG, I would like to say that in LG, we were doing different things. So work cannot stop. And when we are launching some product, it is getting launched via a social forum, online forum. So different kind of shoots happening in different cities, and different kind of movies, product movies and launch movies, which are getting made in different studios in different cities. So yes, the dimension have changed in last 1 year, and yes, as a professional, we are coping to it.
Great. I mean, brilliant. Meanwhile, I would like to inform all who are present. You can put in your question, you key in your question in the chat box for our guest, Pratik Sanu, who is also our alumni of 11-13 batch. And if you have any query, anything that you would like to know about your future prospects, about any anxiety that you want to assail, please shoot your questions in the chat box. I have with us Professor Preeta Singh, who would take your question and direct it to Pratik. Coming back to you, Pratik. So you've been talking about ISBNM consistently, and it's wonderful to hear that. We're really proud of you as an alumni. You mentioned a lot of things that you learned at ISBM, your takeaways. So if you could just sum them up or give them in a nutshell, your key takeaways from ISBNM.
There would be really, it would be really difficult to sum up, because there were so many of them. And to mention one would be very, very difficult for me, at least. So yes, so starting from how we join when you join the campus. So from there you are in many other institutes, because I have friends which were from my batch and studying in different institutes. So they were not letting them do things themselves. Like we were, ISBM had different cells, not only PAC or CRC. We have different other cells which develops you as a professional since very beginning. So I fortunately joined CRC, and then placements like this. From there, this one thing which develops you, not only these two cells but other cells, which develops you as a professional. So first year we went for different placement trips, as I mentioned, first year and second year. And within the campus, the curriculum is as such, the program structure is as such, and faculty members, they literally give you examples from the industry, because they are industry experts. They come from that background where they teach you what things are to be done and how things are to be done. So starting from first year till the end of second year, and in middle there is an internship thing, which again the ISBMites are placed in a good firms of doing internship. From there, they 4, 5, 6 months of internship, they tend to learn many things, which after the completion of second year, when they join industry, they are a complete professional. And that's what I again like to mention, that many of us get PPO directly from the organization where we do our internship. And at the end of the second year, you see that you have more than 1 or 2 offers to pick from. So that is the liberty. And I see in Calcutta, not in Calcutta, but other campuses, similar kind of structure are getting followed, because we had friends from different campuses and we used to talk. And cross-campus coordination is a lot. We used to travel to different campuses for different activities as well. So there are many takeaways which student can take.
Thank you, Pratik. I mean, what I could gather is that you feel ISBNM is student-centric, industry-focused, and at the same time, leadership skill-driven, which empowers a student to become a professional of tomorrow. I think you agree to that, right? So,
and of course, one more thing, sorry to cut you, one more thing I would like to mention, that when parents get their their children admitted to different courses in MBA, so they should consider these points, because many a times, like I mentioned, the stretchable class hours, the stretchable addressal hours, no, so these things, they think that they think that why it is getting done, and they don't consider the placement thing. They in their mind, the placement is there, that how the children will be placed, but behind that, behind the scene, there is these 2 years which shape up the career, which they should definitely consider. And there are many of the ISB mates who are in different companies, different industries. So they should still speak to them that what was their, how was their 2 years. They will all mention the kind of the structure and the kind of curriculum and the kind of the communication which they get from campus, which shape up their individual personality. Yeah.
So it also teaches networking to a large extent as well.
Yes, too much. That's what. In the initial years, you get to talk to the professionals, because they come to your campus, you visit them, and you are one-to-one with them. So you tend to get a taste of industry from the very beginning.
Right. Before we proceed for more questions, I would like to say to all who are present today, that is, there's a link posted in the chat box for all of you who have attended this program today, who are still present in the program today. Before you log off the session, please go to the link, enroll yourselves, fill in the details for you to get your certificate from us. I repeat, it is essentially to enroll yourselves, fill in the details in the link that is provided in the chat box right now. Please key in your details to get the online certificate of today's session. And also, you are free to ask any questions to Prateek Sanu, about industry, about skills, about opportunities, about anything really on earth. And please type that in the chat box. We will be happy to direct it to Prateek. Prateek, so you've been talking a lot about career and professional life. So yes, Rita, you're on mute.
Right. Okay. So we have a first question from Naveen Verma, who has asked, what kind of personal and professional skills do you look for while hiring a person for your team?
Prateek.
So first of all, the professionalism is really important, and self-confidence is really important. And how generally you tend to handle work, handle pressure, because in the professional career, you are handling 10 different things at one time. And it's not like that you can shed away from 2 or 3 things and you can say that I'll handle only 5 or 7 things. So that is the way. This is the way how you can handle challenges and handle grab things which are thrown to you. And when you are doing all these things, you are definitely not getting hired only in LGO. You are there open for many other companies, because majorly they see these things only. And whenever you get a chance, I believe you should definitely take more of your boss's work. That is how you get an eye from the company that this lad is getting my work easy. And every boss feels that if you get his or her work easy, then you are the guy.
Absolutely, very true. Would you agree, Brita?
Prateek, would you think that, if you're looking at somebody who's applying to your company, would you look at things like communication? Would you look at teamwork, leadership? Would these qualities matter?
Yes, ma'am. Initially, these things are definitely there, but yes, the leadership and teamwork. These things are there. These things, it gets developed also while you are working. And while somebody fresher is coming, definitely somebody sees a self-confidence in them, and the professionalism in them, and kind of pressure they can handle. Of course, teamwork is one thing, because you'll work in different teams, cross teams, cross-functional teams you get to work in. And of course, these are the major thing what any professional would see in somebody whom they are hiring.
Yeah, great. I mean, I think you kind of ticked all the boxes. I believe communication is definitely
Of course, the first thing, the first pillar.
Right. First.
Okay, we have another question. This is a question from Professor Ravi Jaiswal, Dr. Ravi Jaiswal now, from the Pune campus, I think, I'm not sure. How to understand and assess consumer behavior during this new digital era and data-driven decision-making environment?
So this question
is
now very much. Yes. This question is now very much, in function that since last 1 year, the situation we are into. So things were already moving to digital forums, digital platforms since last couple of years. But since last 1 year, most of the things we spend everything, 80% of our budgets into digital. And yes, we used to market. We are still now marketing products digitally into different forums, digitally into different market, and understanding consumers firstly. That is very important. And we generally, what we do, we analyze market. Now market analyzation is done on with different type of agencies. We have agencies who do research for us, and research is done by our own team as well. So different, because initially only like metro cities, they were into digital, and they were understanding, they were ordering products online. But now BC town cities, the digital penetration is very much, everybody carries a mobile, and everybody carries the information. They can again compare your product with the competition product. So you need to be really strong how you are promoting the product. And have I missed any question part, ma'am? If you can repeat, if I have missed any question part.
Pratik is asking whether he has missed any part of the question.
Did you?
I believe you have answered it holistically, Pratik.
Okay.
So we talk while. If there's no question, shall we proceed with a bit of a fun and lifestyle question to Pratik? Rita?
No, I wanted to ask Pratik a question.
Please.
With everybody working from home, how do you assess people's efficiency, whether they're working at all or not? What is the kind of support that you give to your team members? And is it any different from what it was earlier?
So the thing only which is different is that we are not sitting on office desk and working. And other than that, things are all the same. And we are a little more comfortable while we are working from home. But you see how we are assessing that somebody is working, because everybody now has a different role, because challenges are different now. Due to pandemic, the challenges are very different, because we are not meeting people. We are not doing any on ground events, on ground any promotions. So as far as my team is concerned, yes, the challenges are very different. So we are everybody has been given some task to perform, and everybody has some market to and a product to promote. And yes, lead generation, which is a part in the social media marketing, which is now majorly focus point. How how a person who is handling a particular market or a particular product is genetic leads. So things are assessed on that part, how well they have promoted a product, because the budgets are all, as I said, 80% into digital. So how well they have promoted a product into different market space, and what kind of leads we are getting.
That's great.
Thank you, Prateek. Now we have two more questions for you.
Before that, let me announce it once again. There's a link posted in the chat box. I request all the participants to please fill in their details to enroll for digital certificates to participate in this webinar. Please continue, Peter.
Okay. JP Rot has asked, there are 3 basic processes in every institute that shape a student. Curricula, which is the academic courses, co-curricular, which are the cells, most important, and the extracurricular activities such as events. How do you rank their importance in shaping the budding manager who joins ISBM as a student? Please also give a weightage if you can. So there is curricular, there is co-curricular, which are the cells. You were in placement cell. And there is extracurricular, such as Fiesta, such as
Forza,
the various.
Yeah. Correct.
Forza.
So, yes.
Very important.
So that's what you said, it very important. All these 3, I think, can get a equal weightage as far as my words are concerned. So I'll give all of these 3 equal weightage, because initially when you start, there is a curricular which you have to learn, because when you will be in a professional front, you will be handling either sales, marketing, finance, accounts, anything, HR. So the curricular is the important thing, which teaches you how you will be, how you will be handling your job, how will you be handling your role. Then co-curricular, which develops you as a professional. When you are part of different cells, you are doing different activities, and you are like, say, you are doing an event. So in marketing, we also do events, exhibitions, launches, nationally, internationally. So those things which we do in our campus life, we organize events, exhibitions. The learning from there, definitely comes from the learning from our college days. Definitely gets multiplied and definitely gets useful in our professional career when we do events, exhibitions, launches across a nation, into different cultures, different cities, into different and when we are doing any of the projects in different areas of India, because north, south, east, west, they have different cultures. And when we are launching product, when we are doing any communication, any newspaper advertisement, let's say, or magazine advertisement, or any outdoor hoardings in media, so there are different kind of, you have to get a taste of different cultures when you are marketing a product in different regions of the country. And last but not the least, it is as equal weightage, as I said, is extracurricular. Extracurricular gives you confidence to lead a team, and confidence of being into a team where you think you are a little ahead than your co-colleagues. So I think these 3 are important pillar, and you cannot give 20, 30, 50, 70% to all these 3. You will have to give equal percentage to all 3. You will have to get involved in all these 3, definitely, to be somebody as a professional, overall professional, I would say, when you join any professional organization. And many of the seniors, not only me, but other seniors, when you'll talk to them one-to-one over phone call also, they'll tell you the same thing, how institute have these three things already in their curriculum, which gives you, curriculum means all these three, which gives them a little edge over other co-colleagues.
Okay, we have another question for you, Prateek. This is from Ashish sir, whom I'm sure you remember.
Hello, Ashish sir, how are you doing?
He wants to know, can you tell us about the challenges that you face in motivating your team members in meeting their targets in such challenging circumstances?
So, can you please repeat once more, ma'am?
Can you tell us about the challenges that you face in motivating your team members to achieve their targets under such challenging circumstances, the present circumstances?
Yes. So, yes, the situation, the circumstances are really challenging, and the work cannot stop. Yes, the team members, they because somebody is handling, as I said, somebody is handling some other region, some other product, and they have because market behaves differently, very differently in this kind of scenario, because people are not ready to invest much. But yes, the curiosity about the product, what they build in, what actually the product carries, how it is different from the competition, these things make LG's product different. So sir has asked how I motivate the team. So team needs a little guidance, of course. What what I have learned from that market where we are promoting product, and of course how and where we are promoting which products, the team understands. Of course, I used to talk to them on a personal front as well, taking how their family is and how everybody around them are, because a personal touch definitely motivates your team members, your colleagues onto a different level.
Empathy,
So,
I think, is a key word here. There's another question from Samiksha.
Yes.
Do you have anything to add, Rita?
I can't see Samiksha's, but I can see. Can you see Samiksha's question?
Yes.
Yeah.
Samiksha asks, I want to know if sales experience is very important in marketing field. And there's a second question to that. Is digital marketing taking over print marketing? That's Samiksha's question to you, Prateek.
So first question was that
is sales experience
correct. Yes, so it's not mandatory. I don't have a sales experience, and I am doing my I'm pursuing a career in marketing only. So since very beginning, I had a taste of marketing when I did my internship. From there, I had a taste in marketing, and I continued that. Fortunately, in my when I got placement, I got placed in Hitachi, and they gave me a marketing profile. And the taste of marketing which I had developed during my internship period, it continued, and from there I moved to LG. So for anybody, it's not at all mandatory that you have a sales experience to get a marketing to pursue your career in marketing. Yes, any type of experience is not at all of any harm. If you do marketing, then you can start your career with marketing, and you can move to sales as well, and you can start your career in sales, and you can move to marketing as well. Many a times you'll astonish to know that sales guy who is doing marketing, and the latter half of his career he moved to HR. So it's like that, because you are getting exposure of different kind of work style, different kind of companies, different cultures. So it's not at all a different. Yes.
And is digital marketing taking over print marketing?
Yes, it's not about print marketing, but marketing is divided into ATL, BTL, and digital. So digital is, yes, of course, now it is the need of the hour, because everybody is checking their no interest on his or her mobile phone. So you have to be there. You have to be present there. You cannot miss at all that. You have to market your product digitally. Of course, it should be there. And now the major spend is going into digital only. And these, as you mentioned, that I am doing marketing of commercial AC products. Those are used in commercial segment as well as residential segments, but those are also promoted digitally. So it's either it is B2C or it is B2B. You have to be present in digital, and it's not overtaking, but yes, the meter is shifting a little more to digital. ATL and BTL print cannot be no, as in is in next 10-15 years. As far as I am concerned, I don't see print getting out totally, because we definitely spent a little of our budgets on print, like in newspapers and in magazines, because in sea town or rural areas, people are still dependent on newspaper because they want to have the taste of the paper in their hand. So print is not at all gone, but yes, the interest is definitely shifting towards digital.
Yeah, I have a question, which is actually by JP Rat again, which is a continuation of his first question when he had talked about the 3 kinds of activities that you have in a business college.
Yes,
He's
yes.
asking you, is there anything that you would like to add to the processes already in existence which would improve ISBNM? Can you think of anything that we need to do further?
I missed out the gentleman's name, but I would say that is he a student or he's a what?
I know.
He's a student or is
no, not a student.
Okay. So I don't see anything which is missing, because as a professional, when I was a student and now I'm a professional, I have seen how at that time how ISBNM was and how other colleges were in terms of in terms of not only curriculum but in terms of activities and extracurricular activities, where they literally push the students to it. Everybody has to join a cell. Everybody or the other has to be involved into any or the other activity. Everybody should I remember Beta ma'am used to give us as in projects on how we'll communicate, how we'll do communications when we are into a professional career. So many of the things which other institutes were missing, they were already that time in ISBNM, and that's why the alumni which passed out, they are ahead of the fellow mates in the organization. I already mentioned when I joined LG, there were many of my ISBMites who were already there, my seniors, super seniors, and some of my fellow batchmates from different campuses. So I don't think so anything is to be added. I am very sure that ISBM must have revised and updated the structure of education in the present scenario.
Right. I have a question of Dr. Rajeshwari Shah from Pune campus. Although
yes,
you've already answered that question, what did you enjoy the most during your ISBNM days?
No, there is another one which says, how does a brand become a brand? Marketing has the biggest role to play, right?
Definitely.
Can you talk about the journey of LG from the marketing point of view?
So LG on 12th of May completed 24th year in India as a LG Electronics. We completed 24th year in India. So LG from initial days, when a company which is getting formed, and when they start marketing their product, And when it becomes a brand, yes, marketing has a very, very important role to play, because the kind of product which company will be selling, not only LG, but what the company, which product it will be selling, it has to reach to the right audience and in the right manner. It is definitely required. Where the spends are made into a very much, what do you say, mode. Spends are made should be made in a mode, in a mode where it's the brand is very visible, and product which the company has, likewise in LG, the company has different electronics products, right? So not only TV, fridge, and air conditioners, but we have tone free, we have mobile, and we have other products, laptops. So that's what the company LG, when they started 24 years back, they were not only one company which were into electronic segment. So you would be seeing many World Cup matches where LG has sponsored, because the viewership was more. You would be seeing nowadays you will see different when we have channel partners, we have our own dealer distributor network. So you will see different hoardings, different languages. So when you market your product, you have to be very specific, which in which all mode you are spending. And I think there is a very famous line, "Jo dikhta hai wo bikta hai." It's really true.
Thank you, Pratik. And there's a small rejoinder to this question from Samiksha again. She asks, how do you see the future of marketing in the upcoming years? And this is not only in relation to established brands like LG, but also for startups and small enterprises.
Very much, as in my many of my friends who are into a startup, who have started startups, and they are doing marketing of their startup. I can see there are different forums where they have doing marketing. Again, as I said, that it's the product. You have to understand what product you are selling and which all market and which is your target segment where you will be pushing your product. So you have to link your product with your target segment, and that is the way how you sell your product. And the future of marketing, yes, as soon as not as soon as, but as long as products will be there, marketing will be there. So without marketing, you cannot sell the product. Both goes hand to hand.
So this is the what you've talked about just now, Pratik, is what Professor J.P. Rat, who had earlier asked you questions about the three kinds of activities at NIIFS at BM campus. He is one of our professors at Nande. He has said that the medium of promotion depends on the profile of customers whom your advertisement wants to target, which is exactly what you have said just now. Thank you.
Yes.
Samiksha is asking a third question here. She's asking, what about marketing of service and not a product?
Marketing of service, of course. Like you have Urban Clap. I'll give an example of a Clap. They market service because they don't sell a product. They sell services. So a beautiful way how they project what they can do for you. They, in the pandemic time when we are not going out and you have to, let's say, service your AC. So they directly say that we are there. We will be we'll be 100% safe, and our guys wear gloves, masks, and you'll be safe, and your product will service and will go. So this is one example. You are servicing
is product
marketing
and service marketing essentially different, or are they this one and the same?
No. It is different. So service marketing, it is different. Product marketing, it is different. Yes. So, but the way how you market your services are again the same. the marketing is different, but you market how you market services are the same, because you again have to reach to the person whom you want to target for your particular service.
Right, your intended customers.
Correct.
There's a question from Sparsh. He asks, how does branding differ from marketing? Sparsh,
Branding is a part of marketing. It's not different. It's a part of marketing. How you brand your product, how you present your product, it's the same. So it's not different, but it is a part. Branding is a part of marketing.
right, so marketing is the big umbrella.
Of course, very big umbrella.
Okay, Nirmal Samsuka, whom I'm sure you know.
Yes, my dear friend Nirmal.
Yes, your dear friend wants to know, in this situation of the lockdown, what would be the strategy to market products?
Again, I had answered it, and again I'll say digital is the way how we go for it, and digital forums, because we see the kind of product we are marketing, we have to put in our money, our marketing budgets in on Facebook marketing, how we are marketing our product via Facebook or via Google Ads or via LinkedIn or any other forum, or let's say Insta. So we have to select the focus area, how we gonna start it and put in our investments. So last year when pandemic started, I'll give an example to it. Last year when pandemic started, and we were doing, of course, regular marketing on social media, but the challenge was that to put in all the amount on social media for 6 months and not on any on-ground activities. And I still remember that the spend was, I not mention the figures, but the output, what the sales figures, what we got was almost 7.5 times what the spend was. And in January, February, there is annual global marketing summit for LG, which we have, and there are 6 awards across the globe they give, and one of the award it came to me for the best campaign manager.
Wow,
So,
that's impressive.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very proud of you. So, is there any other question? Okay, there's a question from Sparsh again. What do you think about chain marketing? Can it be used in a positive way? A chain marketing.
Sorry, chain marketing.
Can it be used in a positive way? You know, a chain marketing. Yes, please continue.
Yes, of course. Of course, it can be used in a professional, as in a way where you feel that it's giving you outputs, and you don't have to pull in all money to it. You have to give in small amounts, and you have to just see, because when we do any kind of marketing, we definitely do a little experiment initially for a month or two, and then when we find the right path, we start moving ahead onto that. So, of course, trial and hit, not absolutely trial and hit method, but the experimental methods which you follow into different segments, where you experiment and then put in money. Like I mentioned, Facebook, we did a little experiment with LinkedIn as well, and Insta as well, and Google Ads as well. But I found the result I am getting from Facebook, because people are spending more time on Facebook. So we are the third most country who spend time on Facebook. So I thought that is the correct way. So that's how you can experiment a little, and then again start doing whichever path suits you.
That's great. If there are no questions, let us delve into your fun life. You know, what you do in your spare time. I'm sure you have a lot of responsibility, and you seem to be a very dedicated professional. But being that, what interests you in your spare time? What do you do? What do you enjoy doing? What kind of lifestyle do you have right now and you love about it?
So only one thing which I am very fond of is traveling. So I travel a lot for work, and out of work. When I get time, I definitely likes to, like to explore different places across the country and of course abroad as well. So getting a taste of different cultures, and I'm a foodie, so different kind of foods and seeing different places, because these things, you can learn from books and from traveling. These are the two ways from where you can learn. So I have chosen the second path. Of course, first is there, but the one which is very close to me is traveling. So I travel, not since last 1.5 years, I have not traveled to any place, but I definitely like to travel to different places, experience different culture, see different, meet different people.
Wonderful, Pratik. So for the last time, people who are present in the webinar today, I request you to please go through the link and enroll yourselves for an e-certificate. Thank you, Pratik, for being with us, and thanks to all the participants who were here today with us. It was a pleasure having you. Thanks, Preeta, for being my co-host. Yes, there's a question, I believe.
Yes, one last question.
No problem. I'm happy to answer.
This is from Naresh Kodagur. Do you see a disruption conventional distribution channels in the wake of players like Amazon and the likes?
No, we cannot say disruption of distribution, because everybody is there to sell and to earn. So they have chosen a unique way how they have reached to the consumers. They have reached globally to any individual. If you are in, let's say, a small town in a city, they provide you, they provide you with a product which you want. We cannot go and outside and buy. They provide you at doorstep. So that is a very non-conventional way when it started long back. And yes, with these players, Amazon, Flipkart, they are with them in the market. So people have started thinking into a different way how they market, how they place their product, how they handle distribution of the product, and how they make it really easily available to the consumer at their doorstep. So yes, the challenges have become very different. But yes, if you don't change, you will be you will be somewhere left behind. So you'll have to change. You'll have to adapt as per the changing needs of the consumer. And this could be one thing. There will be many coming in near future. Who knows?
I'm sure. And the topic for this webinar was winning over marketing challenges. I believe we have covered almost the holistic picture of all the challenges, how to win over them. Right, Pratik? And it's
thank you for the questions, because the questions were from the different segments, and I tried to answer them all. And thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks to all the participants. And please wait for our next edition of From Campus to Corporate Leaders, where we'll bring another successful alumni for you. Thank you very much. Thanks, Preeta. And we could bid goodbye to all of you for this edition.
Goodbye and thank you. Thank you, Pratik. Wonderful seeing you again.
Same here, ma'am. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.